right. Hey guys, welcome back to Sun Crypto. In today's content, we will talk about BTC. We will take a look at BTC on a macro scale. Excuse me, and what type of price action we could anticipate over the next like a few weeks or even like a few months and all that good stuff, right? So basically, we're gonna incorporate the macro analysis and the lower time frame, right? And try to figure out like if bears could get wrecked over the next like a few days, or if bulls could get wrecked also in the next like a few days, right? So if you're new to our content, don't forget to hit the likes, don't forget to join the public Telegram group, link in the description. You can also join the Discord public group, link in the description, and all that good stuff, right? So let me make sure the sound is good before we dive into the good stuff, guys, because it is going to be a very, very important week, right? So we got to be ready for both scenarios, okay? I'm bullish. You guys know I've been bullish on BTC after the dip down to like a 409, right? Down to 395, right? So we will discuss all that good stuff, right? Hey, what's up, Matt? Thanks a lot for tuning in. KAO, thanks a lot for tuning in. Mr. Shu, thanks a lot for tuning in. Let's get these suckers, man. That's what Mr. Shu just says, right? So now, when we take a look at BTC on a 7 days basis, guys, as soon as we got the breakout, you guys remember, bears got a short memory, okay? Bears, they can think to they can remember, okay? They can remember anything, right? So as soon as we got the support area right here, what we said, our support range going to be 40,975 down to 38,200 range. Okay, guess what, guys? We dip all the way down to like a 39,500, right? Even myself, I was expecting what, a retest of 38.2, right? However, we did not get it. And what we said, if we basically switch it to our 6-hour basis, we said it is okay, guys. We got a 6-hour bull divergence right here. Most alt, the bull divergence we had on most of these alt were pretty clear. XLM, CHR, EOS, I gave you all those bull divergences, right, on Dodge and all of it, right? So what I said was like, it might not be a reversal yet, right? But if BTC 6-hour, we got a bullish crossover on the 6-hour, right? Meaning like our 211 EMA over our 50 EMA over our 100 EMA, it is going to be what? A reversal pattern. And as you can see right here, after we got the bullish crossover, what we said, it's time to basically suck it up. Okay, it's time to suck it up till we get what? Another bearish crossover. It could take time. Okay, bears, yes, they could be right. But as of now, we have to wait on the lower degree, meaning like the 6-hour time frame and all that good stuff. We got to get these guys to basically cross negative again, right? Right here, if you guys remember, what we did was that we were expecting a push to the upside, but as soon as we cross negative, what we said, let's get out. Okay, we're just going to wait for another, either bullish crossover or another basically a 6-hour bull divergence, okay? So that's what we got right here. So bears can remember that, that long, right? So they still bearish, extremely bearish. And if you guys recall also, right, you guys remember most bears were saying like, oh, 48.5, okay, we're not going to break 48.5 and we most likely going to be dumping, right? And I was like, let's just stay with the trend. All our indicators are, pointing up, right, especially on our 2D basis. Let's go ahead and take a look at the 2D basis right here, and we're going to go back to our 7-day cycle. What we said also on the 2D basis is like, if we break out to the upside right here, above the 2D 21 EMA, right, we're going to be pushing to the upside. We're going to be pushing to the upside, right? And bang, we even got a nice hourly bull breakout right here. Okay, started the bull trend on the hourly basis, right? Beautiful, beautiful candle on the hourly. If you watch the the hourly candle that time, right? So looking pretty good, right? Now, if we go back to our 7-day cycle, you can see like, even though we got a beautiful candle, right, on a weekly basis right here, right, on a weekly basis, that's our highest candle close right there, right? However, on the 7-day cycle, right, it is not. Okay, it is not. Okay, on the 7-day cycle, our highest candle close was 63. Okay, somewhere around like a 63 and a half, right? So, and the candle gonna close on Thursday. I don't see, okay, within the next like 4 days, right? Bears dumping the price below, let's say, 54. 54 could be our lowest price point, right? If bears decide to basically dump the price down, right? Why 54? If we take a look at it right here on the regular candles, right, you can see like our last week low right here was just about like a 54, give or take, right? 54.055, right? Just to get a nice round number, we're just gonna say 54K, right? And if you take a look at it right here, if we're going to be in a bull run, right, guys, we basically playing out the same pattern we basically had last year, the same exact pattern. If we're going to be in a bull run, right, meaning like BTC breaking out above like a 90K, 100K, and all that good stuff, I don't see, okay, I don't see bears being able to retest any previous candle, every previous candle's low, right? Meaning like, for instance, right here, after we got this breakout right here, 15 to 18%, you can see like right there, we did not even like retest quarter of the body candle right here. Right here, we only retested like 1/3 of the body candle. The only time we dip, like really, the only time we got a real good dip back then was like right here on November 23rd, the week of November 23rd. And you guys remember what I was saying was like buy the dip. Right here, we retested what? Our 8-hour 100 EMA, right? If we take a look at it right there, we retested our 8-hour 100 EMA. Right there. Okay? Right here. And what we said, guys, it is time to buy the dip, right? We're going to be pushing to the upside. And that's exactly what we did. And we said we're just going to create a three-way move, right? We test the 8-hour 100 EMA right here, and we're going to be going to the moon after that, right? Remember, bears were calling for what? 14K, 13K, 10K, and all that good stuff. They got wrecked. And after that, bears started to say, oops, we're going to be waiting for the weekly 21, right? We broke out above 20K. Now we're going to be waiting for the weekly 21 and all that good stuff. What we said was like, guys, we're not going to be focusing on the weekly 21. The trend is so strong right now, right? If we want to focus on the weekly 21, we're most likely going to be waiting forever. So what do we need to do, right? We're going to forget about the 7-day cycle and all that good stuff. And we're only going to be focusing on what? On our 3D time frame. Okay, which is a shorter time frame, right? Than the 7-day cycle and the weekly cycle and all that good stuff, right? So basically, we stay with the trend right here on the 3D basis, right? Stay with the trend, stay with the trend, stay with the trend. Then we started to break out below it, and we said, guys, it's time to be cautious now, right? So if we take a look at it right here, we just started a new trend, guys. We just started a new trend, right? And I don't see on the weekly basis right here, once again, I don't see on the 7-day cycle, bulls basically losing control over the next like 4 days, and this candle turning red. I know most bears are saying, oh, Monday we're gonna dump. Yes, we could dump, right? We could dump. However, since like we're in a strong bull trend, we just have to stay with what we got. We can't basically just say, oh, bad news and all that good stuff, and we're gonna get a bad news and all that good stuff, and we're gonna dump. It is possible, but everything is pointing up. Okay, everything is pointing up, right? So we talked about the 7-day cycle. We just talked about the weekly cycle and how the our current weekly close was basically the highest weekly close. It is very important. Also, I know most bears going to try to cover their position as soon as we start to break out above 65. So it could go very fast, man. It could go very, very fast. As soon as we break out above 65, bears will have to cover their position, meaning like they're gonna go long by basically closing their position, either closing their position or basically just adding to their position, right? And I think they're going to be closing their position, meaning like they're going to be buying more BTC, and this cycle could be skyrocketing over the next like a few weeks and so on, right? So something to basically keep in mind. Now let's take a look at the monthly basis. So when we take a look at the monthly basis, guys, I don't know how bears are there to even like be bearish. If you take a look at the monthly cycle right here, so most traders, okay, especially most bears, they don't basically rely on the monthly basis. They never talk about the monthly basis. This monthly guy right here, it is so bullish, man. I don't know how can we even like dare to short it, right? If we close above 60K, what we said, guys, on our 3 weeks basis, we only need to close above 60K. Even if we dump down, right, down to like even like a 55, 54, we still good because we got like nearly over 10 days just to close like above 60K. That's all. That's the only thing we need. That's the only thing we need, right? And I will discuss why we got 10 days, right? So as you can see, the monthly cycle right here, right, it is nearly 40% pump. And they've been calling for a dump since when? 40K, below 40K right here. So this sucker is like 40% pump, 40%, right? 40%, guys, in less than 3 weeks. In less than 3 weeks. Let's take a look at it right here. Right there. But actually November right here, right? No, November, we pumped nearly 43%. Okay. And bears started to call for a dump and all that good stuff. That's a dump we got right there, right? I think like early December right here, we just retested like a 17K and all that good stuff. So I don't know how bears are so bearish right now. Okay, I would at least wait for the week for the monthly candle to close instead of calling for 30K right now. Okay, can be calling for 30K after a 40% pump monthly candle. Not even day, not weekly, not 2 weeks, not 3 weeks, but a monthly candle, right? So BTC is extremely bullish, man. We can dump, but the macro scale is calling for a bull trend. Okay, it is calling for a bull trend for the next like a few weeks or even like a few months, right? Depending on the cycle and all that good stuff. So guys, don't forget to hit the likes, man. We got 21 watching. Make sure to like and make sure to share the content, right? And all that good stuff, right? So now let's take a look at the 3 weeks time frame. So when we take a look at the 3 weeks time frame, right, we got plenty of time, guys. We already got the job done. If you've been following Send Crypto, we already got the job done. Okay, what we needed was like just a close above 60K. Now we above like a 62. So within the next like what? Within the next 3 to 4 days, we just have to stay above 60K. That's all we need. Anything above 62 right now, it is just a plus waiting for the 50-day cycle. Okay, so you know about the 50-day cycle. Most bears don't know about the 50-day cycle, so they're calling for some dump and all that good stuff, right? But most bears don't know about the 50-day cycle, right? So right now the 50-day cycle going to close potentially above 60K, guys. Okay, and once we close above 50K, 60K, excuse me, bang. Okay, no more resistance on the macro scale. Okay, no more resistance on the macro scale, right? We discussed it previously right here. If you take a look at it back in 2016, right there. Okay, as soon as we close above all-time high based on the closing basis right there, guess what, guys? Bang. Okay, bang, right? And that's exactly what we said right here, above all-time high, right? As you can see, we didn't actually close above like exactly above 20K, but you get the concept. It was close enough to be bullish. And take a look at it right here, right there. Okay, as soon as we close above 10.5, guess what? We said, guys, we're going to the moon. We're not even going to care about like the all-time high, right? Because all-time high, excuse me, we did not get enough trading range right here to be a resistance. You see what I'm saying? The entire trading range was at 10.5 resistance, right? 10.5, because we did not get a single candle close above like a 10.5, right? So that was the first candle close above 10.5, and it closed like around like a 13K. So we said, this is it. It's time to go to the moon and all that good stuff, right? So something to basically keep in mind. Now let's take a look at the bearish setup, right? The bearish setup. So the bearish setup, most bulls are calling for right now, they're calling it on the daily, not even on the 2D basis and all that good stuff, right? So what they're calling for is like a potential pullback right here. Let's say that's our A wave right here. They're calling for this wave to be B wave, and they're gonna be looking for what? A C wave. It is easy to draw these patterns, guys. However, if you don't understand like the previous price history of BTC, you might get fooled. Okay, these suckers, these bulls can get you fooled, right? So that's what they're calling. It is plausible. It is a valid pattern. However, like I said, guys, the macro scale, you gotta give the macro scale a better better advantage over the lower time frame, right? So the lower time frame, it is too choppy. You're gonna get a lot of noise. But when we take a look at the 3 weeks time frame right here, you don't get any noise at all. All you get is like a beautiful breakout right here, and that's exactly how we started also, right? So breakout, correction, breakout. Okay, and only one candle, not even like we haven't even seen yet a second candle. That's our first candle. Can you imagine like what type of a candle we could get after that once we close above, not even above, once we close like around like a 60K, 59K, right? We could get another 30% breakout right here within the next like 3 weeks. Okay, right here, this candle is 43%, right? We could get another what, 43 to 45%, give or take. That's going to take us to our target of 81K to 91K, right? But if we go back to the bearish setup right here, if you go back to the bearish setup, right, it is a plausible setup. However, guys, I don't think it is likely to happen. Okay, it is plausible. So if you bearish, stick to your plan, right? Don't follow some crypto, not financial advice. Stick to your plan and wait for 30K. Okay, and if we break out above 68, bang. Okay, you might want to change your mind, right? You might want to change your mind, right? Because it is going to be Reg City after that, right? I'm just joking, but you get the concept, right? so now let's take a look at the we know the bearish setup, right? The bears are calling it, and I'm accepting it, right? But I'm not playing it out, right? I'm not taking this setup, right? So you know your downside target if you're playing it on the macro scale. Now let's take a look at the macro target, right? If you want to take a look at the macro target, the easiest way to do it, for me, or or even for you, right, it is just to do a swing high down to swing low. Okay, swing high down to swing low. It doesn't mean it is going to be the top, but you could basically anticipate what some take profits right here. Okay, 81 to 91 right here. Okay, and after that we will see what type of a correction we could get up to that level, right? So another way of doing it is like you could, assuming that's your wave one right here, right? Assuming that's your wave one, that's your wave two, and you're looking for your wave three, you could do a 1.618 extension, right? I just don't like this wave, right? But let's take it from the bottom, right? You could do a 1.618 extension, and 1.618 extension going to take you all the way up to like 108 if you're patient enough, right? Meaning like if this is our wave one, right, that's our wave two, clearly wave two. Wave three could take us all the way up to 1.618, which is $107,000. Okay, so and if you take a look at it, even like in terms of 1.27 to 1.41, 1.27 going to be at 86, and 1.41 going to be at 94, right? So it doesn't matter how you want to do it, you're still going to fall between 86 to 94. All right, so 86 being like mid-range, because we already talked about like 81 to 91, and that already cover what, 86. So it doesn't matter how you want to do it. If you're very bullish, you could just go with this route and wait for 160K, 107. Okay, not 160K. So let's see, okay, either 30K dump on the macro view or a breakout all the way up to over 100K and all that good stuff, right? So we will see. Let me know if you're bullish, guys. If you're bullish on BTC, what is your macro target, right? Nothing wrong to be bearish, right? You got plenty of time to adjust. If we break out above 65, 68, you can still adjust, right? And us, for the bulls, if we break out below the 2D21, we will adjust. That's it, right? So no one will get wrecked, basically, right? So if we break out below the 2D21 right here, push back up, if we see some bearishness on the 6-hour basis, if we go back on the 6-hour, what we're saying is like, in order for us to be bearish again, these guys got to do what? They got to cross negative, right? And that could be anywhere around like a 54, give or take, right? By the time this guy dump, push back up, correct, and all that good stuff, these moving averages, they have to cool off, right? And then they could cross over anywhere around like a 54. Okay, I'm just guessing, right? So we're not going to be moving sideways for the rest of the year. That's the only thing we need to know. We're either going to pump all the way up to 100K, or we could dump like the bear said, right? Okay, let me take a look at the chat room before we take a look at the yearly cycle, guys. Most people don't talk about the yearly cycle, right? And why the yearly cycle is so important, we will talk about it, right? Hey, what's up, Buzz? Thanks a lot for tuning in. Bye, Boo in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Yeah, okay, in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in. PV in the house. Thanks a lot for tuning in, PV. So let me know what you think, guys. Are you bullish on BTC? Are you bearish and all that good stuff? So now let's take a look at BTC. And we will talk about something very important, guys. Stay tuned, right? We're going to talk about the 40. Remember, we talked about the 21-day cycle, right? But if we multiply the 21-day cycle by 2, you get 42, right? And I'm going to show you something very important regarding the 42 cycle, right? We never talked about it before. I was just looking at the chart and I was like, okay, let me double up my 21 and see what can I find, right? But it was fascinating, right? We will take a look at it next. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the yearly cycle, right? So now, if you take a look at the yearly cycle, guys, you don't have no business, right, being bearish on BTC. Okay, you got to be a you got to be a doom boy, right, to be bearish on BTC right now. Okay, so the yearly cycle started when 2010. Right, we all know that, right? 2010, and right now it is what, 2021, right? Right here, 2021. What do you see, guys? What do you see on a macro view? You only see two things, guys. I mean, not two things, but you only see two bearish candles in 10 years, guys. Okay, in 10 years, you only got two bearish candles, right? And if you take a look at the candle right here, that candle was not even bearish. It was consolidation. If you trade BTC on the macro scale, why it is consolidation? Look at the previous candle right here. Okay, the previous candle was nearly over 6,000, nearly 7,000. Okay, let's say 8,000. Okay, 8,000 pump. But guess what? This candle, okay, it wasn't even like 20% of the previous body candle. Okay, not even 20%. So it wasn't that bearish on the yearly cycle. So if you bought BTC anywhere around, like, let's say you bought BTC at $13 and you see on the yearly cycle BTC right now, $300, you're gonna be like, okay, I'm still in profit. Why do I care? Let me just wait for the yearly cycle to close. The yearly cycle close, you wait for the next year, blah blah blah. It is green. Okay, so, and you don't care still. You're still going to be what? A moon boy. Why? Because it is not bearish. You take a look at the candle we got right here. We only got one. Okay, that's our second one. Okay, our second bearish candle was quite bearish, all right, because it retested what, 50% of the body candle, but we never closed below it. Okay, the following year we did not even like retest like below $3,000. Okay, and as you can see right now, we're breaking out. We're breaking out. Okay, we're breaking out. So we could close this candle green. I don't think we're gonna close this candle bearish, right? Because most bears are calling for what? 30K. They're calling for 30K. And guess what? We opened the candle like, this candle opened right around like a 28,963. Let's say 30K. So I don't see us closing this candle bearish on a macro view. Okay, so that's why I'm bullish on BTC still on a macro scale. And I think it is always safer to be bullish on BTC than try to be bearish. Okay, you always guaranteed to make profits on the macro scale. If you trade BTC like for the, let's say every 6 months or even every year or 2 years, you're going to be making profit. I talk about it on a monthly cycle right here. What I said was like, if you buy BTC anywhere around the monthly 21 EMA, you got a good deal. You got a good deal. So when BTC was right around like 30K, what we said was like, guys, even if you buy BTC at 30K within the next like let's say 18 months to a 24 month, you could be like 5x in profits, right? We've seen it right here. Even if you back in 2018 right here, if you bought BTC anywhere around like a 6K, right now you're selling it where 60K, right? So you're up like 10x. Even if you basically were extremely bearish right here, and you be like, okay, let me just suck it up right there, right around like a 7K, 6K, and I'm gonna buy again. Guess what, guys? Guess what, guys? You're still up. You're still up over 8x. Okay, which is you bought above the right around the monthly 21, right? So I said it. If you buy BTC anywhere around like the monthly 21, that's just a golden rule. You just have to suck it up. Don't try to be bearish. Yes, you can be bearish on a low degree, 10% dump, 15% pump, and all that good stuff. But when we're talking about like 5, 10, 20, 30x to the upside, right? You can't be bearish. It's just unacceptable. That's one of the golden rule. The next golden rule is like whenever BTC drops, let's say 55% or like a 60%, you got to be buying. As you can see right here, after we dump down like nearly 55%, what we said, guys, we have to start like accumulating. Okay, 55%, you have to be buying, right? If you take a look at it right here, back in 2017, you dumped like over 70% nearly. You got to be buying. You got to be buying these dips. Okay. Another thing also to keep in mind regarding BTC on the macro scale is like whenever it drops like 90 days from its recent high, like right here, right? Like we started dumping like February 14th till July 14th. What we said, guys, whenever BTC drops 90 days, regardless of like the price, right? Regardless of the moving averages and all that good stuff, you got to be buying. That's what we said in our premium. We said it's already 90 days. We talked about it back in April. Because what we were expecting back in April, we were expecting what? The BTC continuation right here, all the way up to December. So what we were saying was like, if we pick somewhere around like, let's say 150K, mid-December, and we dump 90 days after that, we will be buying regardless of the price. But guess what? We didn't quite pump. I mean, we did not pump, right? To 150K, but we dumped 90 days. So you still apply the same rule, right? We dump 90 days, you got to be buying. Okay, you got to be buying regardless of the price, right? And you're gonna make at least a 50% to a 100% gain after that, right? You can go back and back test it right here also, right? Back in back in 2017, even like right here back in 2019, right here back in 2014. After 90 days dump, it's gonna pull back up. It's gonna pull back. It's gonna pull back up, right? It is just a golden rule. Monthly 21, 55% drop, a 90 days dump. Those are golden rule. You just have to stick with if you're new to to crypto and all that good stuff, and you're going to be successful on the macro scale and not try to worry about like the lower degree and all that good stuff, right? So now let's take a look at the the 42 cycle, right? The 42 days, right? Why the 42 days, right? Let's go ahead and take a look at it since like a 20, since like 2010, right? You gotta be, let's see, you gotta be extremely a doom boy to be bearish right now, right? So whenever you see like a 3 consecutive bullish 42 cycle, right? We never retest what the lows, okay? We never retest the previous low, okay? Right here you can say after we got 342 cycle, right? We did not dump back down to the lows, right? And right here, even right there, after we got the 3 consecutive bullish 42 cycle, even though we dumped, we did not retest the absolute low, starting from the first bullish cycle, right there. Okay, this one I don't have to talk about it because you guys can see it, right? Even right there, okay, we got, after we dump right here, all right, after we dump like from like a $35 down to like a $2, guess what, guys? We got 342 cycle, which is 126 days of a bull trend. We got a short-term bull flag right here, never retested the low right there. Okay, right here we just talked about it, right? 126 days, never retested what the lows of the starting point, right? Let's take a look at it right here, guys. This one was quite close, right? This one we actually got 4, right? 126, but you can take just the last 3 right there. I mean the first 3 actually, right here. You can take this move. We never retested what the lows, never retested it, right? Never retested it, right? So let's take a look at it right here right now. We started the bull trend March 25th, right? 2020. We got 3 bullish candle, right? After the bearish dump, guess what? Just a bull flag and continuation. Never retested what? The original low right there. Okay, right now, guess what we're getting, guys? Another 3 bullish 42 cycle, 126 days, guys, and candle going to close in 4 days, right? On the 21st. On the 22nd, we're gonna get a new candle. I don't expect what BTC to retest right here, even though bears are calling it based on the previous 10 years cycle. And I'm not saying it, but that's what the chart is saying. That's what the chart is saying right now. Okay, so I don't see us retesting what right there. The only exception is right here, but this one, it's not even like a this one was like actually 5, right? But we did not even like retest the absolute low, right? That's the only exception right there. Okay, so something to basically keep in mind, regarding the macro scale, everything is pointing up. We could be wrong, but we're just going to stay with the trend. Fear and greed index is 72. Okay, let's see. Hey, what's up, Nibra? Thanks a lot for tuning in. PV is asking about AVAX. AVAX, it is still bullish, but it could dump, right? I was expecting a potential, retest of the mid 37, but let's see, because 41, I think the weekly 21. Let's move on to PVAX, right? Now we're going to talk about alt. You got all the good stuff on BTC, right? For 30 minutes of live streaming, right? Let's go ahead and take a look at AVAX. So AVAX, what I'm looking at right now, it is actually bullish right here. Okay, so AVAX, I was bullish right here back in May, right, 2025, right? But it dumped down to like what, $10. Okay, and as you can see, if you're patient enough, right, you did not panic, bang, okay, pump all the way up to 75, right? So AVAX, beautiful setup, guys. Take a look at the volume right here, guys. Bang, 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 decreasing. Something bigger is about to happen, right? So support going to be 31, I was expecting a retest of the 30K, I mean 30K, 35, but the weekly 21 is moving. Back then, the weekly 21 was somewhere around like a 31, okay? So I was expecting a retest of the weekly 21. So if we retest right now the weekly 21, somewhere around like a 40, somewhere around like 41, 42 rand, that's going to be a good support area within the next like a few weeks, right? So immediate support 41 if we retest it, right? But overall, it is still bullish. It is just a bull flag. Volume is decreasing, right? As of now. Hey, what's up, Tyler? Thanks a lot for tuning in. Okay. ABAX. Pablo, crypto is bullish. Buzz is bullish, right? Boss, let's go ahead and take a look at Ether BTC. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at Ether BTC. So Ether BTC is likely to take a break. We're breaking out below the weekly 21, right? We're breaking out. It doesn't look good at all, right? However, it is a bullish pattern, right? You know the pattern bears are calling right now versus I mean on BTC, like the flat correction right here. That's what you're getting right now on Ether on a weekly basis, right? That's what we get. So Ether, we got support somewhere around like a all the way down. The lowest price within this range going to be 0.055. Okay, 0.055. A strong bearish divergence right here, right? So, and we got our 50 EMA on a weekly basis at 0.055 also, right? 0.055, excuse me, right? And weekly 100 EMA going to be at 0.045. Okay, 0.045. If you've been following Send Crypto long enough, right, guys, you know exactly we call the bottom right here. We call the bottom right there at the bottom, guys. We call it right there, guys, before the breakout. What we said, guys, let's check it up. That's when we long Ether from like a $650, $700 range all the way up to like a 1330, guys. Okay, because the Ether BTC was bullish, so we were expecting a strong trend. All right, but let's see what you know, what type of a pullback we're going to get against BTC, right? So we just have to wait. The volume is decreasing right now, so we just have to wait for BTC to get the job done before we you know, focus too much on Ether, right? But it doesn't mean you have to be selling your Ether and all that good stuff, just because you're just not sure if bull's going to show up. I mean, if bear is going to continue to dump the price at 0.055, so you don't want to be selling out. Okay, you don't want to be selling out and Ether break out, and you're gonna be like, man, I gotta chase the price right now. So you still gotta hold some Ether, right? So what's next? Talk about Ether BTC AVAX. Crypto MOONBOI in the house. SNX. Let's take a look at SNX. SNX did well last year this time when the whole market was dumping. It didn't care, right? Right here, started back in May, June 2020. It did bump a lot, right? So most people don't pay attention to these BTC macro scale. That's what I'm saying, guys. BTC is your dollar, right? For instance, when you go into the store, right? Not even to the store, but let's say you want to buy a car or you want to buy a house or anything, right? What do you use if you live in the US, right? So you're gonna use what? US dollar, right? That's the same thing, okay? In the crypto world, you have to be holding some BTC. It doesn't matter what you're holding. You have to hold some BTC. It allows you to buy anything in the crypto space. You can buy Ether, you can buy Dogecoin, you can buy SNX, you can buy anything. Okay, so you gotta look at BTC as a currency, okay, in the crypto space, right? So you can't just be like, you know, holding like alt like 100%, you at least gotta hold some BTC, guys. You at least got to hold, even if it is like 10% of your portfolio. You got to hold some, even 3%, right? And whenever you see these macro breakouts in alt, you got to go back into BTC. Okay, for instance, this guy pumped like nearly, 800% versus BTC. You got to be taking profits into BTC. And as you can see right now, it is what? It is down versus BTC 78%. So if you've been holding since like August 2020, if you, let's say you were holding like 1 BTC, now you got like a 0.2 BTC. Do you see what I'm saying? That's why you got to be holding some BTC and take profits into BTC. Okay? Even if you don't take like all profits into BTC, take some into BTC, right? Because you're going to be able to buy these guys much, much cheaper. So now what we got right here, we're getting closer to a 0.618 right here. Okay, 0.618 is going to be somewhere around like a 12,000 sats. Yeah, 12,000, 13,000 sats, right? We don't want to break it, because if we break it, the next support going to be almost around like, let's say 6,000. So immediate support right there. Okay, immediate support right there. So that's what I'm saying. Don't chase these coins, right? These coins that pumped a lot already. Okay, like I know I don't have anything against Matic. Matic has pumped a lot, but it is gonna come down, guys. It is gonna come down versus BTC. Okay, that's just how it works. Right? If you're new to crypto, you might not understand what I'm telling you, but you will understand like within the next 18 to 24 months. Okay, because you got to take profits into BTC, and you're always going to be able to buy your Matic regardless. Okay, you will be able to even buy a lot of it. I'm not saying just Matic, but all these cryptos, right? Whenever they pump, make sure to put some into BTC. Okay, so next support right here. Let's go ahead and I'm not selling Ether. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at ICX, right? ICX. Guys, make sure to hit the likes. So ICX, I'm still bullish on ICX. And I think at some point down the road, that bull's going to be able to break out above this range, right? This resistance range right here, almost at 5,000 sats, and going to be pumping to like 10,000 sats, right? Which is going to be March 2019, right? If the move is aggressive enough, we could look for 0.618 pullback, right? Actually, let's just look for 50%, right? 50% going to be 24,000 sats. Yep, 24,000 sats. Guys, make sure to take some profits into BTC, guys. I'm telling you, and don't be in rush. If you take a look at it right here, ICX back in 2017, sucker pumped nearly like 1,500% in BTC, right? And guess what? It is still down. It is still down like what? Over 90%. Okay, it is like 97% down against BTC. 97% down against BTC. Right? So it means that if you put all your BTC right here, anywhere around here, I mean all your ICX into BTC right here, you're still going to buy like a nearly 5 times more ICX, right? Let's say you put, you dump all your ICX into BTC. Okay, it is still down 90%. You still can 10x your ICX, right? 10x your ICX holding, and BTC it is still up, right? That's why you always got to take profits into BTC, guys. I just have to repeat it, right? Not USD. I mean, do whatever you want, right? Not financial advice. So We talk about SNX, ICX. We talk about Ether. Let's take a look at XDZ. So XDZ BTC, it's time to start talking about alt BTC, guys. So XDZ BTC, it is coming back down very, 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 very nastily. Not looking so good. So we knew exactly we're going to get some sort of rejection right here. It doesn't look good, right? At 20,000. We talked about it, right? We said once we hit 20,000, expect what? You gotta expect a pullback. So we're pulling back down right now. So one thing we just have to avoid is like getting the bearish crossover right here. Okay. Everything looked good, right? You know, volume is decreasing right here. So let's see if we can reverse back up. Okay. On the weekly basis, we don't want to break out below the weekly 21. That's not going to look good, but we still, okay, our MACD, one thing I like is like our MACD is right now above the histogram. So if we just kiss the signal line right here and doesn't, okay, it doesn't break out below it, we could get this move, right? That's possible. You know, but if we cross bearish, we most likely going to retest the bottom again, which is not going to be good at all. I mean, it means like we're going to be going through another reaccumulation phase, right? But let's see what we're gonna get. So now we got to break out above 20,000, right? So now let's take a look at XRP. So XRP, it is breaking out below 2,000. Okay, we got short-term support around like 1,500, right? I don't see any reversal yet for XRP, so still have to wait. The you know, our yearly low was somewhere around like 600 sats. Okay, so still have to be patient. If you're holding BTC, just hold on to your BTC, right? And you will get enough time, right, to reaccumulate, unless you want to reaccumulate slowly. Okay, if you're already holding, I would just suck it up and not try to get into that in and out, right? So it is a temporary support, 1,700, 1,800, right? But if we break below it, guys, we could dump much lower. As right here we are 0.618, we got to hold it, right? If we break out below it, we got support at 1250. The next support going to be at 1250 at 0.618. We do have a 5-way structure right here, okay? But we just don't know when this wave going to start. We just don't know if this is going to be wave 1 and we're going to get wave 1, wave 2, right? And we're going to get wave 3 to the upside. We just don't know, because if we break out below the 1550, that's going to invalidate the potential breakout right away. Okay, it means like we could get a nice ABC correction like that versus BTC. So still have to wait for the next like a few days to see if we can get the breakout versus BTC. Once again, it doesn't mean XRP USD won't go up. It only means like XRP, you know, if XRP USD goes up, it's not going to go up as fast as BTC. That's all it means, right? Meaning like XRP BTC is bearish, right? Now let's move on to GRT. I mean, if you know what's going on with the BTC pair, you should be okay with the rest, right? So GRT BTC, let's take a look at it on the 3D. I think GRT BTC pumped the other day, right? I mean GRT USD. You see, guys, that's why you got to take profits into BTC, right? Look at this, guys, 80% dump versus BTC, right? So it is near, it is nearly at the bottom. I don't need no fib extension and all that good stuff. It is at 0.888. It is at, it is at a good support level. The worst case scenario is like we dump down to the low right here, the yearly low, right, on Binance, right here, which is 800 SAS. Right now we are 1250. So I would just stay tuned, stay tight with it, not try to be too bearish. You got a potential bull divergence right there. Okay, if it breaks out, you got support right here with a bull divergence, right? So the bull divergence is playing out, so you just have to wait for a reversal, right? On a 3D basis, I don't see no reversal yet. We got to get above the 21 EMA, at least on a 2D basis, right, to start like being bullish. The bull divergence is showing you like it is time to start buying. Okay, it is time to start. You want to buy at the boring phase. Okay, this is the boring phase, right? When your RSI is so low, okay, it's not doing anything. You want to start buying. You're not expecting anything crazy. You're just buying because you know it is going to reverse. I'm not saying it's gonna dump all the way down right here, but all I'm saying is it is a good time to start accumulating it, right? Even if we dump down to 800 sats. So, but you got to be holding some BTC. You can't just be holding like USD and expect to buy cheaper GRT, right? So 800's going to be the lowest. Beautiful bull divergence right here potentially, and you could be looking for a reversal later on once alt season starts. You gotta buy before alt season. You can't be buying like during alt season because you're gonna be buying everything way above the bottom. Okay, because by the time you realize it is alt season, this sucker's going to pump already 2x 3x and you're gonna be like, man, alt season, right? So they pump pretty fast. They dump slow, but they pump pretty fast. Let's take a look at the USDT, right? So GRT USDT doesn't look bad at all. It doesn't look bad at all to me. It doesn't look bad. The worst case scenario is like it retests the low right here. The lows right there. That's the worst case scenario. Okay, which is on average 50 cents. Okay, we've seen it before. We've seen this pattern before on Atom last year. Back in December, Atom was like 350, guys. I was telling you, Atom gonna pump, sucker pump all the way up to like over $30. Right? We've seen this pattern before between I think October through December. So the worst case scenario is like if we don't break out right here, we're just going to retest the support right here, get our triple bottom. And that's the same setup we're making right now on BTS, guys. You guys gonna get me started with these alt, guys. Don't want to get me fired up, man, with this alt. Take a look at it right here, guys. That's the same setup we got on what? On BTS, BitShare. All right, beautiful setup, triple bottom. Got a resistance trend line right here. Got to get the breakout, right? Beautiful divergence on the 3D, on the weekly, and all that good stuff. Take a look at it right here. So some of these alt, they're pretty bullish. Okay, they are bullish, man. Not all of them, very few of them, right, are bullish. In in BTC too, right? In USD and BTC, right? So now let's go ahead and move on to XRP has a nice ABC on USD. I mean, all the alt got nearly the same setup right now on USD. Let's take a look at XRP. Yeah, XRP right here. What I'm saying is like, we got this three-way move, and we're most likely going to get this breakout. And this breakout, guys, it is not going to be XRP itself. If we get this breakout, it means like BTC is going to be breaking out, not XRP. Do you see what I'm saying? Because XRP BTC is bearish. XRP BTC is bearish. Guys, I'm telling you, man, this is like a 3D trading, right? XRP BTC is bearish, right? But XRP BTC could be bullish. What does this mean? It means what? It means BTC is extremely bullish. So if you get this breakout, you might be selling your XRP right here, $2. But once like XRP BTC starts to break out, gosh, man, XRP USD could go ballistic after that. Okay, right? Do you understand what I'm saying? Let me just repeat it right here. XRP USD got a bullish pattern, right? XRP USD got a bullish pattern, right? It got a beautiful impulsive wave, a nice three-way move, and a potential impulsive wave to the upside, right? However, if we go ahead and take a look at XRP USD, XRP BTC, excuse me, right here, right? This guy looks like it wants to dump lower, right? So what does this mean? It means BTC is extremely bullish. Okay, it means like BTC is extremely bullish. BTC USD, of course, right? Not BTC, right? Because BTC will give you one, right? So that's how you gotta look at it, right? That's why I'm still bullish on BTC, because some of these alt, they're pretty bullish in USD, but they're still bearish in BTC. You see what I'm saying? So if you see something bullish in BTC, right now, anything that is bullish in BTC, you got to buy it, because it means like it is bullish versus BTC, and it has to be bullish in USD, right? So let's move on to ICP, my favorite coin now. ICP, one of my favorite, not my only favorite, right? So let's take a look at ICP BTC and let's discuss what we talked about right before. So what we said regarding, you guys remember, guys, I give you both scenarios, bullish and bearish, right? What I said regarding ICP was like, when it was dumping right here, we're gonna get a breakout, right? But don't buy that breakout, buy the retest. And once you buy the retest, take it to the upside, retest the top right here, right? And once we retest the top, we could get the rejection and to retest the bottom. However, not all the time, right? Once we retest the bottom, we're going to be reversing. Sometimes we can break out below the bottom as much as 50%. That's exactly what I told you. So in our premium, we said if ICP breaks out below 80,000 sats, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Okay? Wait till we break out like down below the support area, like nearly 45 to 50%, right? Which is going to take us somewhere around like, let's say right here. I mean, versus BTC now, okay? It's going to take us somewhere around like a 45,000 sats, okay? 50,000 to 45,000 sats, right? So that's what we said clearly. So, so if you're averaging, let's say 100,000 sats, it is okay. We've seen it before. We've seen it on FTM. FTM, we started buying at 100 sats. It dumped down to what? Where? 40 sats. And guess what? We sucked it up. Bought at 40, 50 sats. And right now, it pumped like 100x after that. You see what I'm saying? So if you just focus on the lower degree time frame, oh, ICP dumped today 10%, tomorrow 3%, and all that good stuff, you're going to get drained out, right? So you just have to, be patient, right? And know exactly what's going to happen. Know exactly how to play it, right? And be ready for both scenarios, okay? Because it is not always green, okay? Sometimes you're going to expect a breakout to the upside, but these suckers gonna take longer, right, to a breakout, right? Just have to suck it up sometime, right? If you're playing the macro, but the end game is like it is going to break out. I'm pretty sure, okay? it will you know, so you don't want to go all in any of these coins, right? You just want to buy, you know, a portion of your portfolio and let it run, you know, and let it run. Once they get the job done, they're not going to pump like 2x 3x, you know, like Shiba. Okay, when we started buying Shiba somewhere around like 700, right? Let's go ahead and take a look at Shiba. When look at when we started buying Shiba right here, because we did get the triple bottom, right? Exactly as I was expecting right here, right? Like I was expecting on ICX. Guess what? We did get the triple bottom, so we started buying right here, 800, right? Right above the weekly 3D21, right? It broke out to like a 97 and dumped all the way down to retest the bottom. So if you panic, right, and you know, give up all your sheep to the moon boys, they bought the dip right here, right? And guess what? What we said in our premium is like once we break out above 1300, it is going to be a new macro breakout. It is going to be a new macro breakout. So you knew that exactly when SHIB was like around like a 700, 600. So you saw it somewhere around here. If you've been following some crypto back in August, okay, I talk about Shiba. So I don't like to pump any coins. Once I talk about the coins, you know, that's it, right? When it pumps, that's it. I don't go back and say, oh, it is pumping and all that good stuff, right? I just don't have time for that. So if it pumps, you just stick with the trend, take some profits into BTC, and let the rest go, right? Because you're in profits already. Even if you close 50% of your position into BTC, you're not losing anything because this guy is gonna come back down in BTC, right? So let's take a look at VET BTC. Guys, it's already 1 hour. So VET BTC. So VET BTC, we're starting to develop a bull divergence on near 3D. So it looks good. Not quite bullish yet, right? Not strongly bullish because we got to get above our 3D21. However, if we take a look at VET USD, it is looking nice. It is looking nice, right? It is looking nice. Looking very Julish right here. So we got our trend resistance right here. If we break out above it, the only way we can break out above it is like if BTC breaks out to the upside. I don't think VET, I've been following VET long enough, guys, since like 2019, right here, right? I've been following VET long enough, right? So especially versus BTC. So I know it is not going to break out alone, okay? Just like breaking out without BTC. It doesn't do that. It doesn't do that, right? So whenever I talk about VET, it is because it is bullish, right? Right here, right? Back in January, what we said, VET was like a 2.5 cents, right? We were calling for this move, 10x pump, right? So if it breaks out right here, you could just stick to the trend, stay with the trend in USD, and not try to mess with the BTC, right? And just let it do the work. Don't worry about like being bearish. Okay, it will break out. Okay, even though it is not extremely bullish right now, we got a potential bull divergence. Once BTC gets the job done, we could get this move to the upside. Okay, could get this move to the upside. Ah, okay. You don't even trade Shiba. You just bought because of your coworker was pumping it, and then got you into it. Yeah, I used to be like that too, man. I used to shield some coins at work. uh, But the funny thing is, like, you're gonna shield some coins at work, and they're not gonna buy till those coins pump like 10x, and they're gonna be like, man, send crypto, you told me. That was like back in 2017, right? But they never listen, man. I'm telling you, they never listen, man. They told them, man, grab some link, grab some Tezos. When Tezos was like $1, grab some, BTC, grab some Ethereum. They were like, man, this guy is just trying to wreck us. I'm not buying these suckers. But guess what, man? I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Get some ADA, right? Back then, ADA was pretty cheap, man. Pretty cheap, man. That looks like a dodge opportunity. I mean, it's gonna take for a while. It's gonna take a while for Shiba to do something like Dogecoin, right? It could be like next bull market. But in this bull market, even if it pumps, you got to take profits into BTC and wait for the bear market. I don't like to say bear market like right now, because market it is still trending up. But you know what I mean, like the next, crypto downtrend. Okay. You just chart it versus BTC when it's down like 95% versus BTC, you just grab some. You got to trade these alt versus BTC, man. The USD, the USD looks good. Like for instance, if you take a look at a ADA, if you take a look at ADA BTC, I mean, I like ADA, guys. I was telling you to buy ADA way before these guys started to pump it. I told you guys back in October 2019, right there, 400 sats. I said clearly, guys, buy ADA, accumulate it right here. We just don't know how long it's going to break out, how long it's going to take for it to break out, but it will break out. Okay, 400 sats, 500 sats right here. We said 1600 sats was going to be our first target. It hit 1500 sats, dumped back down to 600 sats, just like XLM right now. We talked about XLM. Back then, I was giving, I think, XLM, ICX, LISC, ADA, right? And that's when ICX broke out, like in 2020, like with that 600% pump, right? That January. So we talked about it back in October 2019. I'm telling you guys, these suckers will break out. Sometimes you just don't know when. You just have to buy them at the bottom. But if you just started to buy ADA right now, especially versus BTC, it might not be, the right time. Okay, it might not be the right time. That's the truth. I know most of YouTubers going to be pumping ADA, ADA to $100 and all that good stuff. But versus BTC, it seems like it already got the job done. I don't think like it got too much juice left. Okay, it can still pump, but I don't think we're gonna get another 100x from here versus BTC. Okay, it already pumped like 15x. I mean, I know it is not a lot compared to FTM and all that good stuff like Solana, but ADA already pumped a lot in BTC back then right here. Okay, it already pumped like 40x. And if we take a look at like any of these alt, let's go ahead and take a look at XLM BTC, right? Excuse me. If you take a look at XLM BTC, how many times it pumped versus BTC? 1, 2, 3. Okay, and each time, right, it tends to retest the bottom. Each time it tends to retest the bottom, right? So if we take a look at XRP, I keep writing XPR, sucker. If we take a look at XRP, right, it pumped also 3-4 times versus BTC, right? 1, 2, 4. And every time we pump, dump back down to the bottom. So I don't see why Solana, 88, XRP or whatever coins you want to call it, going to be, going to get some exceptions, right? Like, oh, these coins will never dump versus BTC. They will. But what I'm saying is, like, down the road, like within the next like 2 to 3 years, it means you have to start like buying into BTC, like getting some BTC, putting your ADA into BTC slowly, right? Even Ethereum, if you take a look at Ether, even Ether BTC, guess what? Did not retest the bottom, but guess what? From the top, dumped like 90%, okay, versus BTC. So Solana won't be any different, okay? Sol BTC will dump 90%. Okay, but I don't think it will do it now. It can still do great, but over the next like a few months, few years, if 0.005 is the top, it is still going to dump down like potentially like 80 to 90% versus BTC. Okay, so if you bought Solana back in December 2020, it might be a time to start going into BTC. Not financial advice, but I'm just telling you what I've been studying, right? Yeah, I think another coin hit all-time high. I think it is. I think Ant. Let's see. I think it's Ant BTC. No, Ant did not hit all-time high. I mean, 88 did not hit all-time high neither. Ant did not. I forgot which coin was it. Very few coins hit all-time high. I know it's not Ergo. Yeah, it is not Ergo. BNB, sucker. Yeah, BNB, yeah, right here. Yeah, BNB hit all-time high. But guess what? Even BNB, even though it it broke out above all-time high, it did dump like a 78%. Okay, dump 78%. Only Link, okay, Link. Only Link, okay. I think it is Link and BNB. They don't drop like 90% in USD neither. So only Link, right, managed to break out above all-time high, and Link was only, only been in a bear market for like a 6 months, something like that, right? Back in yeah, for only like a 7 month, right? The peak was right here, September 2017. The December peak again retested it, and then started the breakout right here. Okay, July 2019. So Link, it hasn't dumped yet, but we will see. Okay, we will see. Because our next Link support going to be at 35,000 sats, and we don't want to break out below 35,000 sats, because that's going to take us all the way down to like a 0.618, right around like a 22,000 sats. Okay, and it hasn't been performing well versus BTC since when? August 2020. So it's already down like 75%, right? Right here going to take us 78, and right there going to take us down to like 89, which basically makes pretty sense. Which makes sense. It is going to be pretty bearish, but we will see. I'm still holding though. All right, so when you look at lit BTC and crypto, we already talked about ICX, right? I mean ICP. Take a look at ICP USDT. So ICP, So ICP USD, it is starting to get some bullishness with the daily bull divergence, right there, slightly, right? We got a strong triple bottom right here. So we just have to wait. If BTC breaks out, it is likely to hold support right here. If BTC breaks out to the upside. However, if BTC breaks down, or ICEX BTC starts to break, break down, we could look for the 27 to 29 support. Okay. Just like Shiba, once we break out above the $80, we're going to start a new bull trend. Just like Shiba, similar chart, guys, right here. I mean, we can still do something like that, like Shiba before breaking out, right? But I wouldn't dare to call for a retest of it once we, hit like a 76 and so on. Not try to be bearish again and calling for another retest. We'll just stay with it, right? If and only if we retest the $30 range first, right? However, if we break out to the upside again, yes, there could be a chance to retest the bottom quickly, just like Shiba, and then go to the upside. However, if we retest the bottom right here, like I just said, right here, right first, and go to the upside to $80, we might not retest the bottom again. Okay? So right now it is in mid-range. $40, it is mid-range. Okay? So anything below $40 is just a plus right now. Just like Shiba, when Shiba was 700, whatever, 700, I don't know what you want to call it, right? 700 sheep, whatever. You didn't want to be bearish like around like a 600, 700, because that was mid-range. Okay, that was the mid-range. Yeah, I'm expecting a blow up top, man. We will see, man. So gold, it is still holding pretty strong versus BTC. Nice bull divergence right here. We talked about gold back in February and all that good stuff. It pumped nicely, but it is still holding pretty strong. It is not doing anything crazy. Let's take a look at on the 3D. So we'll give it like a few more days to see if we can hold support, because we can clearly see a potential wave 1, wave 2, and a potential wave 3 to the upside, right? All the way up to 300 sats, right? So, but let's see if we're going to get this wave to the upside. Then we take a look at COPE. Yeah, we do. We got a bull divergence right here. Got a bull setup. I would just stay with the trend as of now. Seems like we already at 0.618. Bang. 0.618 pullback. Okay. So I would just stay with the trend. If the 0.618 was, if 0.618 was the bottom, that could be our wave 1. That's wave 2, right? And we could get our wave, 3 to the upside. A beautiful setup right here, but I don't expect anything crazy, right? Till we get all these moving averages to cross bullish again on the daily, at least. Okay. On the 6 hour, let's take a look at it. Yeah, nice bull divergence on the 6 hour right here. So you're gonna need all these moving averages to cross bullish, right? On the 6 hour, at least to start like calling for a moonshot. So the other possible scenario, when we take a look at the 6 hour is like we can basically retest the bottom right here. That going to allow the moving averages to get closer to one another right there, and then you're going to get a beautiful strong crossover right here. That's also possible, right? But it doesn't matter how you get it. I mean, it does matter. The closer they get, the better it is. If you get it now, you just take it. Yeah, 6 hour bull divergence. I mean, 6 hour bullish crossover. You already got the 6 hour bull divergence, right? And it did have a 6 hour bull divergence right here back in you guys remember, if you haven't joined yet the Discord public group, make sure to join, right? Because I told you about the alt 6 hour bull divergence, right? So COPE also had a 6 hour bull divergence right here with a reversal. But it looks good. It looks good. All right, guys, I'm just going to call it a day. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Don't forget to join the public Telegram group if you haven't done so. You can also join the Discord public group. If you're looking to join Send Crypto Premium, you can also join the Send Crypto Premium for the alt season, guys. Most of these alt guys, if BTC breaks out above all-time high, right, they're going to go crazy. Okay, they're going to go crazy. So be ready for alt season. It could be anywhere between November up to April, depending on the BTC dominance, right? But like I said last year, sometimes you just have to suck it up, right? Sometimes you just have to suck it up, and once you buy these bottoms, right, you just have to suck it up for the next like a 3 to 6 months, right, before you can see like those massive gains. If you're expecting like 10x in like 1 week, yes, some of these alt will pump like 500% in a day, but very few alt will do something like that if we're not in a in an alt season. You see what I'm saying? So very few alt, maybe like once every 2 weeks, an alt going to pump like a 200%, 500%, like NU, like CFX, right? I think like a couple of weeks ago, right? And other coins like CVP, right? They're going to do those type of stuff. But you're not going to see it like it is all season. When it is all season, it doesn't matter. Everything will pump like a 50%, 30% every single day, right? So you gotta wait for that season, and you're going to be more profitable than try to chase everything every single day. You see what I'm saying? Otherwise, you're going to run out of BTC before all season, and you're gonna be like, all I needed to do is just sit tight, relax, not do anything. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks a lot for watching.